It's 2 a.m. and the baby's screaming. Again, fifth night this week. And somewhere in the back of your exhausted brain, there's this quiet, annoying little thought, something's wrong with my kid. So here's the part nobody tells you. There's nothing wrong. For almost the entire history of our species, a baby screaming in the dark wasn't a problem. It was the system, working exactly how it was built to work. And why is that true? It says something kind of unsettling about how you're going to sleep tonight. Just bear with me. So let's actually answer the question. Why do they do this to us? Because a baby's got exactly one tool, and it is damn loud. If you think of it, a baby can't walk, can't crawl or roll toward you, and can't even say a single word. And in the dark, it can't even tell if you're still there. Here's the thing, though. That panicking isn't silly. For most of our history, it was dead right. If you go way back to the time when our ancestors first came down out of the trees and started sleeping on the ground, the night stopped being safe. Because up in the branches you were hidden, but down here you were meat. Between a baby who went quiet in the dark and a baby who screamed for its mother, only one of them reliably made it to morning. So the screamers won. Every single person alive came from babies who refused to be left alone in the dark. The scream's not a glitch. It's one of the oldest tools we've got. Older than farming, but it's still running, even tonight, in a crib in your house. But that's only half of it. And honestly, the other half is even weirder. Because we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. It's not, why won't the baby sleep through the night? It's, who told you that you were supposed to? This right question is raised by a historian named Roger Ekirch from Virginia Tech. And for more than 10 years, he dug through diaries, court records, medical books, old prayers, anything that showed how people actually slept. And the same two words kept turning up over and over for 700 years. They are first sleep, which means there was a second one. People went to bed at dark, slept hard for a few hours, and then woke up, on purpose in the holy middle of the night, and they didn't freak out about it. He found more than 500 mentions of this, and my favorite one was a doctor's manual, France, 1600s, telling couples the best time to conceive a kid. It's advice, not bedtime or in the morning. It's right after the first sleep. It said, and I quote, they'd do it better. So what did people do in that gap? A whole hour, wide awake, dead of night, turns out pretty much everything. They fed the fire, talked in low voices, prayed. They had sex. That French doctor, after all, wasn't just guessing. They told each other the dreams they'd just had, while the dreams were still warm. Somebody in the comments on a video like this said it perfectly. I want firelight conversations. That little ache you feel reading that? That's a memory your body's still holding, that your schedule completely threw out. If the grown-ups were already surfacing in the middle of every single night, then a baby waking at 2 a.m. wasn't waking a sleeping house. Somebody was already up. The baby's scream and the grown-ups' broken sleep weren't two separate problems. They were one system. The baby cried to pull a caregiver close, and back then, a caregiver was always right there at arm's reach, half awake anyway. Don't mistake this as just old diaries and vibes. There's a lab that spent decades nailing down the second half of 2 sleep cycle. That is James McKenna. He ran the Mother-Baby Behavioral Sleep Laboratory at Notre Dame, and he did the thing nobody had properly done. He wired up moms and babies sleeping together, and the other group where they are sleeping in separate rooms. What he saw in the pairs sleeping together is kind of eerie. Their sleep cycles lined up. The second the baby started drifting up toward waking, the mom's sleep got lighter same moment. Baby stirs, feeds, settles, and a lot of the time, neither one of them fully wakes up. No screaming. No 2 a.m. despair. So why does it feel like a war in a modern house? Because we changed the one thing the whole system leaned on. We put the baby in its own room, alone, and in the dark, and a 200,000-year-old alarm does exactly what it's built to do. It goes off. So why would the evolution make that alarm so relentless? Well, the idea is simple. The cry was anti-predator. Just yank a caregiver close the instant a baby's left exposed. But there's a second idea too, and it's kind of sneaky. It's about the next baby. All that night waking meant is near constant night feeding. And near constant feeding can quietly switch a mom's fertility off for a while. This led to space between births, which meant every kid got more time, more milk, a better shot at surviving. So if you look at this now, the 2 a.m. scream that's wrecking you might be the exact thing that kept your ancestors' babies alive. If some part of you feels calmer knowing this, that's the whole reason this channel's here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.